What's going on, everyone? So yesterday I made a video talking about how this coin could be the biggest rug pull in crypto history for this bull run, and it just so happens that this was a big rug pull. So we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about what I noticed here, and we're going to talk about whether or not this coin can continue to grow, because obviously it didn't go down to zero. It only went down to 115 million market cap. But somehow this thing peaked out all the way up here at 1.9 billion market cap with a small amount of trading volume, 40 million, 30 million. Very small amount of trading volume, which is very odd, which is why we got to talk about this. Anyways, remember, I'm not a financial advisor, and that is just financial advice. Let's go straight into it. So, just first things first, I just want to start by saying someone mentioned that this thing had very low liquidity, and it had an extremely crazy market cap, but the liquidity was extremely low, and that was the major red flag that we've seen. And now we see this thing has completely dropped all the way back down to these low levels, but it hasn't necessarily went back down to zero, right? It still has 115 million market cap, still at $1 pretty much, and the market cap's now at, or the trading volume is now at 17 million. Well, look, this thing also has a max supply of infinity, so they can continue to create coins as they want. And this coin was literally airdropped to thousands of people, and then they started to hype the coin, and now we've seen the dump. But maybe it's because thousands of people got the coin for free, so they started to dump the coin because it's free money. And everyone that started to buy in, they became exit liquidity. And that is why I was talking about this. I was like, guys, do not fall for this coin, right? I made the video at about $3. Watched the video yesterday. I made it at about $3. I was like, oh no, this is going to be a rug pull. Now, you could have made money on the way up on the rug pull, but still, it's still very risky. And it got all the way up to $17. So it was a rug pull, but it got all the way up to $17. But it has not bottomed out yet, which makes you think, and it makes you wonder, can this thing come back? And is it really a rug pull, or is it just, it is what it is, right? So this project right here is pretty interesting. The founder of Cosmos, which is Jaquan, as you can see here, he just now did like an AMA with them, right? So this is Jaquan, made in Korea. So he is the founder of Cosmos. Now that's a pretty big deal because Cosmos is pretty big. So he's kind of backing this, which makes me think, like, is it a scam or is it not? Right. And I don't know if you know who Jaquan is, but Jaquan, but he's like a black Korean dude. Now I'm playing. But look, I don't know. Some people have said that he's sketchy and that he's just a sketchy character, right? I've heard that plenty of times, and I know you've probably heard plenty of times that he's a sketchy character. But Cosmos is pretty solid. Cosmos seems pretty solid. Let's say it seems. But he is kind of tied to this project AtomOne, which is why I'm like, where do we go from here? Do you think that, this thing is going to have potential or no? Cosmos is kind of at the same, not in the same boat here, but you can actually see, like, in the last year, it's really done nothing. It's down 6.6% in the last year. All the gains that it had earlier were just lost. I don't know. This is an interesting case, but as you can see, this Jaquan guy, he had some type of AMA with them, and they were full interview. So yeah, as you can see, the ATONE podcast kicks off its first episode with Raver Poker. Don't know who that is. Robbie J. Liu, don't know who that is, and Jaquan discussing the origins of AtomOne, from ATONE and photons designed to the vision of reclaiming the spirit of Cosmos. So I don't know. Maybe this thing could have potential, and maybe it could keep running. That was an absolutely insane and parabolic run. So if this thing does it again and goes from $1 to $17, that is massive. So I don't know. You can do a quick 17x on this if it does it again, and if it does not go to zero. This is a real roll the dice type of situation, and you might have some potential to make some money here, but you also have the potential to lose everything you've ever worked hard for. But anyways, look, let's say you put like $100 in it, and this thing 17x back up to the all-time high that it literally just now reached. And you put $100 in it, you're looking at a cool $1,700 off of your 100. So I don't know, maybe it has potential, and maybe it can do something like that again. But that was such a huge parabolic run. I don't know if it's going to be able to do that again. And then just look at how hard it crashed. I don't know if people are going to trust it like that again. But it does seem like people are liking the project. But it's just kind of crazy how it's happening right now. But anyways, over here, this person says, staking Atom since 2023 and voted for several proposals, but didn't get anything. This person says, a rambling YouTube I can do without. Don't waste your time. Nothing about what is currently on Jay's plate when it comes to the ATONE roadmap. Ooh. So yeah, scam. That's what this person says. Scam. Yeah, I don't know if I would trust it. And Jaquan, he better get it straight, because he's like ruining his reputation. Don't ruin your reputation, Jaquan. Maybe it's already ruined. But anyways, let's see what happens here. A lot of people seem to like the Cosmos ecosystem. A lot of people seem to like ATONE, AtomOne. So I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing, or maybe it's actually gonna do good. But I don't like doing risky stuff like this, right? I do risky stuff, but sometimes it's just a little bit too risky, right? Anyways, this person says, this is why, ladies and gentlemen, you accept no substitutes or second best, just Atom. Happy for everyone that got a stimmy from ATONE, whatever it was. Well played. So yeah, a lot of people already knew it was going to be like pump and then dump. But if you got in on that and made some money on that, congratulations. Like, that's absolutely crazy. But it's kind of gone now. It is what it is. One day to pump 15x, one night to come all the way back down. It had to end like this. Hopefully you guys took profits. So it's almost like they played this and they knew it was going to be like this, because they all got airdrops, free coins, and they knew this thing was going to get hyped up. A lot of people are going to buy and YOLO in, and then they were going to dump on them. To me, that seems like a rug pull. And they all got airdropped these coins, and it's almost like they congregated together and they're like, let's rug pull this thing. Like, I don't know. This is very, very weird how that happened. Like, everyone knew what's going on, but they're still buying into it. And then they pumped it. I don't know. This is crazy. Let me know what you guys think about this. I'm gonna keep you guys updated on this ATONE thing, this AtomOne thing. I don't trust it, and it kind of puts a bad stain on Cosmos ecosystem. So I don't know if I'll trust that either, just because it kind of has a bad stain on it because of that. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. And be careful with this coin. As always, I'll be back with another video.